Now, one final matter. We've been talking all week about a big philosophical difference between Democrats and Republicans. Tax reform has thrown it into stark relief. On the one hand, the Democrats' governing philosophy is about consolidating as much money and power as possible right here in Washington, D.C. Under President Obama, we watched Democratic leaders turn every challenge the country faced into an excuse to raise taxes and impose regulations. Our dear friends on the other side are the party of taxation, regulation, and litigation as well. We saw who wins under this top-down philosophy and who loses. America did not recover quickly enough from the Great Recession. And the unimpressive growth we did see during the Obama administration was extremely uneven. According to one study, nearly 3/4 of the job growth and 90% of the net population growth from 2010 to 2016 went to metropolitan areas with more than 1 million residents. Now, the occupant of the chair and myself represent a lot of rural and small-town folks. They didn't benefit from whatever job creation there was. It went to the big cities all across America. So in the wealthiest coastal cities, there was some improvement. But the simple fact is that Democratic policies left the rest of the country behind. In small towns, smaller cities, and rural areas, opportunity dried up, paychecks stayed flat, hope for a more prosperous future began fading. That's what President Trump and this Republican Congress were elected to change. Our governing philosophy is very different. We think more of the American people's hard-earned money should be left in their own hands, their hands, to spend or save as they see fit. We think government needs to give workers and job creators some breathing room. We think every American community deserves to flourish. So we passed record-setting rollbacks of harmful federal rules that had thrown a wet blanket on the economy, and we enacted sweeping tax reform to help families and reignite growth. So what are the early results? Consumer confidence hit a 14-year high, jobless claims a 45-year low, jobless claims a 45-year low, millions of Americans receiving bonuses, pay raises, and new benefits. 90% of wage earners expected to see lower income taxes than last year. 90% of wage earners, lower income tax rates than last year. So the philosophical difference is especially stark in states where one senator voted to let all these good news happen, but the other senator tried to stop it from taking place. Bonnie Brazil from Missouri told President Trump last month that she's using her tax reform bonus to save for retirement. In West Virginia, Sean Farrell says he's using expanded 529 savings eligibility to afford a Catholic school tuition for his children. Chelsea Hatfield from Indiana is using her permanent raise to pay for community college classes, working toward her associate's degree. At some point, the Democratic senators, those states that I just mentioned, will have to explain why they voted to stop all that from happening. They'll have to tell Bonnie and Sean and Chelsea that they agree with the Democratic leader who said Washington knows how to spend money better than citizens do. But my Republican colleagues and I will stay on the side of the American people.